In the annals of history, some stories remain hidden, overshadowed by the brighter narratives that dominate our collective memory. As the world was consumed by the ravages of World War II from 1941 to 1945, a different battle raged within the ranks. This is the untold tale of the brave black soldiers who fought valiantly on the front lines, their sacrifices largely overlooked, and their struggles silenced. Armed with courage and patriotism, these unsung heroes faced a dual enemy, the Axis powers abroad and the insidious enemy of racism within their own ranks. From the segregated barracks to the unequal treatment in training camps, from the battlefields of Europe to the shores of the Pacific, they endured a harrowing journey that history has chosen to forget. Join us as we delve into their untold struggles, the heartbreaking sacrifices, and the indomitable spirit of these forgotten heroes. It's time to shed light on their journey, to honor their legacy, and to ensure that their place in history is finally recognized. Segregation and discrimination on the home front, 1941 to 1945. During World War II, while the nation rallied together against a common enemy, black soldiers faced a different battle within their own country. From the moment they enlisted, their journey was marked by segregation and discrimination, deeply ingrained in the fabric of American society. In the early years of the war, black soldiers were often relegated to separate training facilities, denied access to the same resources and opportunities as their white counterparts. One such example was the Tuskegee Institute in Alabama, where the Tuskegee Airmen were trained to become the first African-American pilots in the U.S. military. These courageous men faced not only the challenge of mastering the art of aviation, but also the constant reminder of their inferior status due to the segregated facilities they were forced to use. Even within the military ranks, black soldiers were subjected to unequal treatment. They were assigned to segregated units and received inferior equipment, supplies, and medical care. In 1944, the 761st Tank Battalion, an all-black unit, was deployed to Europe and faced discrimination even in the midst of battle. Despite their remarkable combat record, they were denied access to rest areas and recreational facilities reserved for white soldiers. One of the most notable incidents of discrimination occurred in the small town of Bamber Bridge, England in 1943. Black soldiers stationed there were forbidden from entering local pubs, leading to tensions that escalated into a violent clash between black soldiers and white military police. However, amidst these challenges, black soldiers demonstrated extraordinary resilience and determination. They formed tight-knit communities within their units, offering each other support and camaraderie. The story of the 555th Parachute Infantry Battalion, known as the Triple Nickels, exemplifies this spirit. Despite being denied the opportunity to engage in combat due to racial prejudices, they were assigned to fight forest fires in the Pacific Northwest, showcasing their skills and bravery on a different battlefield. In 1944, the historic Port Chicago explosion shook the nation. The explosion occurred at a segregated naval munitions base in California, killing over 300 men, the majority of whom were black. The incident shed light on the dangerous working conditions and lack of training faced by black soldiers who were assigned to handle explosives. It also sparked a mass protest among black sailors who refused to continue loading munitions until safety measures were improved, leading to the largest mutiny trial in the U.S. naval history. Confronted by discrimination and adversity, black soldiers and civil rights activists boldly initiated the Double Victory campaign. This movement highlighted the irony of African Americans fighting for freedom abroad while being denied basic civil rights and equality in their own country. The campaign gained momentum and paved the way for future civil rights activism, planting the seeds for the transformative movements of the 1950s and 1960s. The experiences of black soldiers during World War II were marred by segregation and discrimination. From the segregated training facilities to the unequal treatment on the front lines, they faced a battle against racism within their own ranks. Nevertheless, their resilience, bravery, and contributions to the war effort cannot be overstated. The struggles they endured paved the way for progress and set the stage for the ongoing fight for equality and justice. Their story serves as a reminder that the fight for freedom and fairness is an ongoing journey that requires vigilance and unwavering determination. Fighting for freedom abroad, 1941 to 1945. Despite the discrimination they faced, Black soldiers fought with unwavering courage and dedication on the battlefields abroad. Their contributions to the war effort were significant, and their stories deserve to be heard and celebrated. We explore their experiences in the European and Pacific theaters, where they faced not only the dangers of war, but also the added burden of racial prejudice from some of their fellow soldiers. In 1944, the 92nd Infantry Division, comprised of predominantly Black soldiers, was deployed to Italy. They faced intense combat and harsh conditions, fighting valiantly alongside their white counterparts. One of the most memorable moments for the division came during the Battle of Anzio, where they successfully pushed back German forces and secured a crucial victory. The bravery and tenacity displayed by these soldiers shattered stereotypes and earned them the respect of their fellow soldiers. The Tuskegee Airmen, the first African-American pilots in the U.S. military, also made a profound impact during World War II. Despite facing skepticism and racial prejudice, they persevered and became one of the most successful fighter groups of the war. Their escort missions protecting bombers over Europe were crucial in minimizing losses and ensuring the success of Allied air campaigns. The Tuskegee Airmen's achievements challenged deeply entrenched racism and paved the way for integration into the military. One of the most remarkable stories of Black soldiers' heroism comes from the Pacific Theater. The 761st Tank Battalion, also known as the Black Panthers, played a crucial role in the liberation of Europe. In 1944, they were deployed to the front lines and faced formidable challenges. Despite being subjected to discrimination and given substandard equipment, they displayed exceptional skill and bravery. The battalion participated in key battles, including the Battle of the Bulge, where they fought alongside white units and proved their worth as capable and fearless soldiers. It is important to recognize that while many Black soldiers fought abroad, they were not immune to racial prejudice from some of their fellow white soldiers. The experiences of Black soldiers varied depending on the attitudes of their comrades. Some white soldiers showed solidarity and respect, recognizing the shared goal of defeating the Axis powers. However, others held deeply ingrained racist beliefs, leading to incidents of discrimination and even violence against Black soldiers. The complexities of these interactions highlight the ongoing struggle for racial equality within the military. The story of Doris "Dory" Miller, a Black mess attendant in the U.S. Navy, exemplifies the extraordinary bravery of Black soldiers during World War II. In 1941, during the attack on Pearl Harbor, Miller took up arms and fought back against the Japanese onslaught, despite having no formal combat training. His heroism earned him the Navy Cross, making him the first African American to receive such a distinction. Miller's actions challenged racial stereotypes and inspired others to fight against discrimination. The contributions of Black soldiers extended beyond the battlefield. Many Black servicemen served in crucial support roles, including as medics, engineers, and logistical support personnel. Their dedication and hard work were instrumental in the success of Allied operations. Despite their invaluable contributions, they often faced limited opportunities for advancement and recognition, further highlighting the systemic inequalities they encountered. The Black soldiers who fought during World War II exhibited remarkable bravery and resilience, proving their worth on the battlefields abroad. Whether as members of infantry divisions, fighter pilots, or tank battalions, they fought with unwavering determination to defend freedom and democracy. The stories of these brave soldiers deserve to be celebrated and remembered as an integral part of World War II history. The Double Victory Campaign and its legacy, 1941 to 1945. During World War II, Black soldiers and civil rights activists initiated the Double Victory Campaign, seeking success both in defeating fascism overseas and overcoming racism domestically. The campaign sought to expose the glaring inconsistency of African Americans fighting for freedom abroad while being denied basic civil rights and equality in their own country. One of the key figures in the Double Victory campaign was A. Philip Randolph, a prominent civil rights leader. In 1941, Randolph threatened to organize a massive march on Washington, D.C. to protest against racial discrimination in the defense industry and the armed forces. Faced with the potential embarrassment of a large-scale protest, President Franklin D. Roosevelt issued Executive Order 8802, which prohibited racial discrimination in defense industries. This marked a significant step towards fairer treatment of black workers and a partial victory for the Double Victory campaign. The efforts of black soldiers and activists also led to changes within the military. In response to pressure and advocacy, the Army Air Forces initiated the famous Tuskegee Experiment in 1941, establishing a program to train African American pilots. The success of the Tuskegee Airmen not only challenged racial segregation within military, but also provided evidence of the capabilities and competence of black soldiers. The Double Victory campaign also utilized media and propaganda to highlight the contributions and injustices faced by black soldiers. The Pittsburgh Courier, a widely read African-American newspaper, played a significant role in shaping public opinion. In 1942, the newspaper launched the Double V campaign with the slogan, "Democracy, Victory at Home, Victory Abroad." The campaign advocated for an end to racial discrimination in the military and pushed for equal rights for African Americans. The Port Chicago Mutiny, mentioned earlier, was a direct result of the Double Victory campaign's call for equal treatment. The mutiny and subsequent trial drew attention to the dangerous working conditions and racial discrimination experienced by black sailors. While the mutiny resulted in convictions and punishments for the involved sailors, it also increased public awareness of the inequalities black soldiers faced and added momentum to the push for change. The Double Victory campaign's impact extended beyond the war years. It laid the groundwork for the civil rights movement that would gain traction in the years following World War II. The experiences of black soldiers during the war, coupled with the inequalities they faced upon returning home, fueled their determination to fight for equal rights and justice. The activism and advocacy of black soldiers and civil rights activists during World War II set the stage for future civil rights milestones. The desegregation of the armed forces in 1948 through President Harry S. Truman's Executive Order 9981 was a direct result of the pressure applied by the Double Victory campaign. This landmark decision paved the way for the future progress in the quest for racial equality. The legacy of the Double Victory campaign can also be seen in the key figures who emerged from its ranks. A. Philip Randolph, who played a pivotal role in the campaign, would go on to organize the historic 1963 March on Washington for Jobs and Freedom. His efforts and those of countless others who fought for equality during World War II laid the foundation for the broader civil rights movement of the 1950s and the 1960s. In conclusion, the Double Victory campaign was a significant movement that emerged during World War II, advocating for victories on two fronts, against fascism abroad and against racism at home. Through activism, media campaigns, and the bravery of black soldiers, the campaign challenged systemic discrimination and laid the groundwork for future civil rights advancements. The legacy of the Double Victory campaign can be seen in the desegregation of the armed forces and the subsequent progress in the fight for racial equality. Its impact on American society cannot be overstated, as it paved the way for a more inclusive and just nation. Overlooked contributions and lasting legacy, 1945 to present. Despite their significant contributions to the war effort, the accomplishments of black soldiers during World War II were often overlooked or downplayed. In this segment, we delve into the stories of individual black soldiers and highlight their exceptional achievements, shedding light on their lasting legacy. One of the most notable units comprised of black soldiers was the 555th Parachute Infantry Battalion, also known as the Triple Nickels. Formed in 1944, this all-black unit was trained as smoke jumpers, parachuting into remote areas to combat forest fires caused by Japanese balloon bombs. The Triple Nickels not only fought fires, but also faced racial discrimination and hostility while stationed in the Pacific Northwest. Their skills and dedication, however, earned them respect and recognition, paving the way for future integration into the U.S. Forest Service smoke jumper program. Another overlooked group of black soldiers were the Red Ball Express. In the aftermath of the D-Day landings in 1944, the Red Ball Express was responsible for transporting vital supplies to the front lines. Comprised primarily of black truck drivers, they tirelessly worked around the clock, overcoming numerous challenges to ensure that troops had the necessary provisions. Their efforts were crucial in the success of Allied operations, yet their contributions remain largely unacknowledged for many years. The story of Dory Miller, mentioned earlier, exemplifies the exceptional bravery and heroism displayed by black soldiers during World War II. Miller, a mess attendant on the USS West Virginia, displayed extraordinary courage during the attack on Pearl Harbor. When the ship came under heavy fire, Miller rushed to the deck and took control of an anti-aircraft gun, shooting down several Japanese planes. Despite his heroic actions, Miller initially received limited recognition due to racial biases. However, as his story spread, he became a symbol of black valor and patriotism, receiving the Navy Cross for his extraordinary bravery. The contributions of black soldiers extended beyond the battlefield. The Tuskegee Airmen not only shattered racial barriers as pilots, but also made significant contributions to science and medicine. Following the war, many Tuskegee Airmen pursued careers in aerospace engineering, contributing to advances in aviation and space exploration. Their achievements in various fields challenged stereotypes and paved the way for future generations of African Americans in STEM fields. The influence of black soldiers during World War II can also be seen in the broader struggle for civil rights. Their experiences and activism laid the groundwork for the civil rights movement of the 1950s and 1960s. The determination and resilience displayed by black soldiers in the face of discrimination inspired future generations to fight for equal rights and justice. Their contributions to the war effort and their subsequent advocacy for civil rights played a crucial role in shaping the course of American history. In recent years, efforts have been made to recognize and honor the contributions of black soldiers during World War II. Memorials and museums dedicated to their stories have been established, ensuring that their experiences are not forgotten. The National Museum of African American History and Culture in Washington, D.C. features exhibits that highlight the achievements and struggles of black soldiers during the war, providing a platform for their stories to be shared with the world. The legacy of black soldiers in World War II continues to inspire and resonate today. Their courage, resilience, and unwavering commitment to the fight against injustice serves as a reminder that the struggle for equality is ongoing. The sacrifices and contributions of these forgotten heroes have paved the way for progress in civil rights, shaping a more inclusive and just society. Their legacy extends beyond the war itself, influencing the civil rights movement and inspiring future generations. By acknowledging their stories, we honor their sacrifices and ensure that their place in history is rightfully recognized. The black soldiers of World War II have left an indelible mark on the nation, reminding us of the importance of justice, equality, and the ongoing pursuit of a more inclusive society. Conclusion. The story of black soldiers during World War II is a tale of resilience, fortitude, and the fight against injustice. Through their sacrifices and unwavering dedication, they shattered barriers and paved the way for future generations. By unearthing their experiences and acknowledging their forgotten struggles, we honor their legacy and ensure that their place in history is rightfully recognized. It is important to acknowledge that not all black soldiers had the same experiences during the war. Some found camaraderie and support from their fellow white soldiers, who recognized the shared goal of defeating the Axis powers. These alliances challenged racial prejudices and fostered understanding and respect. However, others faced overt racism and discrimination, even from their supposed comrades in arms. These instances highlight the complexities of the Black soldiers' experience and remind us of the ongoing struggle for racial equality within the military. In recent years, efforts have been made to uncover and preserve the stories of Black soldiers in World War II. Oral history projects, documentaries, and museums have played a crucial role in shedding light on their experiences and ensuring that their contributions are not forgotten. These initiatives not only honor their legacy, but also serve as a reminder of the ongoing fight against racism and discrimination. It is time to bring their stories out of the shadows and pay tribute to these forgotten heroes who fought for freedom on multiple fronts, both at home and abroad.